Hello, how are you, friends? Welcome to a new video, friends. The goal for this video will be just 20,000 likes. I hope we can reach the like goal so I can upload the next video. Also, remember that we now have the email option active so we can stay in touch with you and receive your contributions for future videos. So without further ado, let's get started. You're a woman, just an ordinary girl. You always try to look pretty. Nowadays, beauty has had to change with the creation of new beauty products since they have made creams with natural ingredients. After using these products your whole life and not getting any results, have you decided to stop believing in them? Since you are looking to have real and lasting beauty to enjoy your youth and attract men you would like to date, days go by, and with them, the discovery of a new chemical element, very revolutionary for its time, has come onto the market. Since it is said to be a miraculous element and was used in cancer treatment, but nowadays, scientists have found new applications for it. Seeing this, several beauty companies have created products with this new element, from toothpaste to the creation of creams and beauty products. Since it is said that they have revitalizing and healing properties. Because of this, you decide to buy several products and use them to stay fashionable. Days go by, and thanks to these products, you realize that they do deliver what they promise, since several guys have asked you out. This would confirm the product's effectiveness. Days go by, and lately you've had pain in your jaw since you think it might be a dental problem. That's why when you got home, you started looking in a phone book for a dentist in your city that you could go to. Is it true that, after finding one, you managed to schedule an urgent appointment for today in just a few hours? But before you go, you have to have your teeth cleaned, just as the dentist asked you over the phone. That's why you go to the bathroom and proceed to brush your teeth, since a good smile is the key to The next one is G. Guns the Street Bathroom, sent by Luciana Castillo Jimenez. You are a woman. You live with your husband with whom you spend your days, both of you happily living in a village. Over the years, you have shown yourself to be the dominant person in the relationship, making your husband obey everything you tell him. And even though your husband doesn't really like this, he still stays with you. Months go by, and like every day, your husband goes out to work. But this time, your husband is late getting home. And that's why you go out into the street to look for him and decide to start asking the neighbors. And they tell you that they saw him leaving with a beautiful woman whom he had kissed before getting into her car. With the spell completed, it's only a matter of time before your husband comes back, just as the witch promised you. So you go back home, and all that's left is to wait. Today when you woke up, a noise caught your attention, as there was a knock at your door. Who could it be at this hour? When you open the door, you are amazed, because indeed your husband has returned home, only you didn't know it. That being who returned to your home will no longer be the man you once knew, just as he would have changed because of your spell. You would have to pay the price with more than just money. 2017 Cuba incident, Sofia Gascon, and the pact that could never break a mother's curse. Sent by FENKIRDRAGNEAL. At first, it wasn't a big deal. Sunrise was just delayed. One morning, everyone thought it was an eclipse, a rare phenomenon, something astronomical. But hours went by, and it stayed dark. On the second day, social media exploded with photos, theories, panic. The news reports talked about a possible failure in the solar core. They said it was temporary, that it would come back. It didn't come back. The temperature dropped, the plants started to wither, the water stopped running in some cities. But the most unsettling thing was that it wasn't night. The sky wasn't full of stars. There was no moon, just a dead, gray, dull sky, as if a giant cloth was covering the world. On the fourth day, they appeared. No one knew how they arrived or where they came from, but they did so with an eerie clarity. They intercepted transmissions. They spoke every language. They had a human shape, but their eyes never blinked. Never. Don't be afraid, they said. We're here to help. But you must follow certain instructions. The first is to drink plenty of water at all times. The second is to keep the lights on. And the third is to never look up at the sky directly. Never, under any circumstances. Some people made fun of it, others obeyed, and many started having dreams, nightmares, memories that didn't belong to them. Images of other planets, destroyed civilizations, collapsed towers, silenced creatures. The dream always repeated itself. A phrase found us. A week later, the suicides began. Silent, methodical, people who had never shown signs of depression, all with their eyes closed and covered with bandages. One of those brave souls before leaving left a note. It's not what came, it's what they escaped from. And then they understood. The beings didn't come to invade us, they came to hide. The sun didn't stop rising because it failed. It stopped rising because something turned it off. And whatever was chasing those beings must have managed to reach our planet too. And now it was already here. Year 2100, Incident World. The sun is not rising. Sent by Daniel Salsa. You are a young woman. You live with your family whom you love very much. One day you come back home and notice your beautiful family. It's different because you see them acting strange. They behave differently with you and with each other, as if something weird had happened. Days go by and you see your family acting differently. You see them change as if they weren't themselves, as if they had been replaced. But that's not all, because your fragile environment was also changed. You notice how your surroundings have become corrupted. You felt watched in the darkness and noticed people seemed different, with completely dark eyes and their faces twisted into not so friendly smiles. Days go by and you can't feel at ease in your own home anymore, since now you can't even recognize your family's faces. With each passing day, you didn't know what to do. You were afraid that wasn't your family. They were rejected, replaced. Yes, replaced by other people, by the same people who were on the streets. But what if they're not people? Maybe they're monsters. Yes, monsters that come to kill me and take my place just like they did with the others. But they won't take me without me killing some of them first, starting by avenging my family. So you go down to the kitchen, grab a knife, and proceed to do what you have to do. When you finish your task and see that those creatures didn't put up much resistance, you feel proud knowing that you finally avenged your family. But suddenly, you're shown a scene you can't believe. Everything goes back to normal. You no longer see that gloomy world you noticed before, but what you do see is your family dead on the floor. And now you understand what happened. There were never any monsters. They never changed. The one who changed was you. 2024 Antioquia, Colombia incident. After not recognizing his teenage family, he ends up killing his entire family with a bread saw, cutting them alive, supposedly claiming that they were not his family, but imposters pretending to be his family. The goat delirium, sent by a guy with too much time on his hands. Since you were little, you were never good at anything in particular. Was there never something that motivated you to live? Did you never have a dream, something you really wanted to do? Did you never find any meaning in life? There were even times when you thought about ending your life, but dying by your own hand would be too cowardly for you. You had to find something to die with dignity. And what better than war? That's how, in the midst of your desperation, you decided to take advantage of the fact that your country was involved in an armed conflict and signed up as a soldier. On second thought, with a gunshot, you might survive. But in a plane, if it crashed or exploded in the air, you would die instantly. Flying over the skies of your homeland. Is that why you decided to become a pilot? Flying planes was easy for you since in one of your attempts to do something with your life, you studied aviation. You begin to soar through the skies of your country in search of enemies to kill, or for them to kill you. But as time went by, you realized that war, more than just a conflict between two nations, was an art, or at least it was for you. Flying over the skies, performing a deadly dance in which only the best soldier would survive. Was it something too pure for you? Each of your battles was a deadly dance in which you fought with elegance. Because above all, for you, committing war crimes was repugnant. When you fought in the glorious skies in your powerful little plane and a rival's machine gun jammed, you let him go unharmed. Since they weren't on equal terms, whether they had a machine gun or not. Was he better than you? After many years, you felt alive in what you did, and you were one of the best at it. Sadly, you realized it too late, and what you wished for so much would happen. Dying heroically defending your country. However, your name would be written in history, respected forever by your country and even by your enemies. April 21, 1918 Germany incident. Manfred von Richthofen, the Red Baron, sent by Yamaru-chan. All right, friends, this has been today's video. Remember that the goal for this video is just 20,000 likes. I hope we can reach this goal so I can upload the next part. So without anything else to say, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.